Alright, man, it's about that time for your latest and greatest in hip-hop. Clarke, what you got?
Alright, so over the weekend, Michelle Lay, the baby mama of Dr. Dre and Suge Knight, released her Lifetime film of her surviving Compton. Now, this was her personal story intertwined with the biopic of NWA straight out of Compton. So we get to see NWA, Dr. Dre, and Suge Knight from a totally different point of view. Now, the crazy thing about this is that, like I said, it went simultaneously with the NWA story. So we saw everything that she was there for, but was not shown in Straight Out of Compton. So she was there for Ruthless Records starting, the fallout of the group, Ice Cube going solo, Suge Knight and Dre coming together, Death Row Records, and even Aftermath, Dr. Dre's label. So we saw it all, and she was there, but she was not in the original movie. So she came out, put this out, and the whole thing about this was Dr. Dre and how he was depicted in the movie. Now, when it was first being talked about, he said he was going to sue because he didn't want his image in a bad light. And he also wrote a letter to Sony saying that, well, you know, this is now her first time bringing any of the abusive accusations to light. So I really don't think anything she's saying is holding weight to it. You shouldn't believe it. And if it does air, then I am going to sue. So now the big question is, after seeing the movie and seeing how crazy he looked in the movie, seeing how much he put her hands on her, seeing how horrible his character was, are you going to sue? It was bad. It went from them falling in love, you seeing them growing together in music, him helping her build her career, and even her helping him in NWA, to she the next baby mama, she was getting beaten, she got addicted to painkillers just to numb her mentally and physically for when he would come home. Like, Easy would call, like, yo, he's about to come home, he's drunk, I'm just letting you know. She would pop pills so she would be prepared. It was a lot going on. And then, you know, she got in it with Suge after Dre left, and Dre kind of fell off. Suge came in, sent her to rehab, helped her pay bills, got her life together. And then when he went in, he was paying her $30,000 a month to take care of things on the outside world, but really he was just using her name so he could put fraud information under it, business deals under it, and everything was fraud. Went through a whole fraud marriage that she didn't know until the end. And even Suge put his hands on her once or twice, but, you know, said that she was too little for him to continue putting his hands on her. So it was a big movie, and Dr. Dre, Suge Knight, a lot of people had a lot of things to say about them after the movie came out. So now the question is, did she put this movie out for enlightenment of domestic violence and prevention to tell her personal story? Or did she do this just trying to be petty and trying to get her money out of Straight Outta Compton initially?
Yeah. A lot of people talked about she was not happy with the fact that she wasn't in Straight Outta Compton.
Right.
And if you watch the movie, you can see how she could be bothered. She was there from the beginning to the end. Mm-hmm. But from the side of the people who did Straight Outta Compton, they wanted to focus on the music and not the whole...
The personal lives of everyone. Right. And that was my thing, because they really didn't go too deep into anyone's personal story in Straight Outta Compton. Just what we knew on the surface of how the group came together, how Easy, you know, died, how everything came together with the record labels and things like that. They didn't go too deep. So really, but at the same time, they could have had her in the studio. They could have showed something. You get what I'm saying? A little bit more of her, because a lot of people said they were looking for her in the movie and she wasn't there. So I guess we'll have to see if Dr. Dre does continue with the lawsuit that he wants to have against her. And you know what else comes to light with that? So, and the girl who played her, her name was Ryan. You might remember her from Lincoln Heights, the ABC show. That was really her doing the voice. She had to learn how to change her voice to play.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, I thought that was so cute. That's what a lot of people thought, but she really did the voice, and she said she had to learn to talk over her larynx or over her voice box. It was some trick, she said. But it was interesting, so... So next, 15-year-old daughter of Olympic runner Tyson Gay. His daughter was shot and killed around 4 a.m. Sunday morning. Now, she was a track star herself. She was shot in the neck after a shootout broke out in the Cookout parking lot between men in two separate cars. Now, police said she had nothing to do with either of the people in the cars. 3 men have been arrested, and all 3 men were said to have shot shots during the shootout. They arrested for endangerment, possession of firearm, by a convicted felon. And last but not least, the mother of Kelief Browder has died Friday after complications of a heart attack. Now, they're saying she died of a broken heart. If you can remember, Kelief Browder was arrested in 2010 at the age of 16. He's spent 3 years in Rikers Island with no trial, and 2 of those 3 years he spent in solitary confinement. Now, his case was delayed 31 times until it was finally dropped, and he was released from prison in 2013. 2 years after his release, he committed suicide by hanging himself, and he was only 22 years old. Jay-Z recently came out and said he will do a collab with Spike TV and make a documentary about the boy's life. And like I said, his mother recently died, and she had complications after a heart attack. So prayers go out to their family. And yeah, so those are your trending topics. My name is Clarke Jones. To read about these plus more, you can go to the website 1019online.com.